and welcome to the Limitless Landscapers podcast. I'm Charlotte.
And I'm Paula.
And today we're talking about imposter syndrome.
Exciting stuff, eh?
So we decided to talk about imposter syndrome today because a lot of our members, haven't they, have been dealing with this, and I think it's something that happens a lot in business that I think we should really talk about.
Yeah, I think we all suffer from imposter syndrome at any point in business. Usually when you're going to the next level or going for an up level in your business or changing something. So it tends to creep in, or it might tend to creep in when you're really, really busy, which, as we all know, in the industry at the moment, it's crazy.
Yeah, and I think that the best example I can give, I was speaking to a member recently and there was a really big project, and this is a classic example I find either designing or landscaping. There's a really big project that you've got an inquiry for, you go out and then you've got to do the quote or you've got to do the design, and you have this, well, I've never done a project this big and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, and what if they've got other people's quotes, and would I be able to, do this? Would I be able to design this garden? Which you can, and obviously you know that you've got the expertise, but it's that doubting yourself.
Yeah, it's also feeling like you're being judged. I think that's another major problem with imposter syndrome. You feel like you're being judged for everything you do. So that might be why you choose not to post on social media, or you don't want to share your pictures in groups, for fear of judgment. You feel like you shouldn't be there. Again, that imposter syndrome just coming out.
And it's like, who am I to post that photo, because there's so many other amazing garden designers or landscapers in my area that are posting on XYZ, which if you've seen their social profiles, don't follow them if it's making you doubt yourself. But those are just some classic examples of imposter syndrome and what it can do and manifest itself in your business.
Yeah, so tips for overcoming imposter syndrome then, because that's more helpful than talking about the actual syndrome itself, which we've all had. So go on, Charlotte, what's your first tip?
So number one, if there is a particular resource like social media that you find is bringing up that imposter syndrome a lot, obviously unfollow anyone that makes you feel that particular way. There's a definite difference between inspiration and also competitor analysis versus comparing yourself just to others in the industry. I know I've been guilty of this, following people that give social media advice in different industries and then going, well, who am I? Their posts are amazing, this, that and the other, when actually, one of my favourites, Jasmine Starr, she says, as long as you know 10% more than the other people in the room, then you're qualified to be there. So again, unfollow those people or just mute them. You can mute if you don't want to unfollow, so that you just stop seeing their posts so regularly.
Yeah, and that also applies to groups. So on Facebook groups and maybe in LinkedIn if you're on there a lot. Again, if you're part of a group and you feel a bit like, why am I here? You don't want to post, you don't want to share anything, then come out the group or mute the group, because again, it just leads to comparisonitis really, and it's not helpful for you in business and going forward really and growing.
Yeah, and I think also you've got to get to the root of the problem if it is a deeper issue. So for example, a good one would be when I first started out, I didn't want to post photos because I didn't like the way I looked. Now that's a deeper issue that you've kind of got to work on yourself, and even if you do mute those things, that's going to manifest itself in various other forms, not just in business but in your life. So talking to someone like Heidi, Marke, or if it's deeper than that, like a therapist, on overcoming that imposter syndrome can also really help, and just recognising that it's okay to ask for help. I know we've partnered with Perennial before, and just being okay, it's not a bad thing, everyone goes through it in some way or another, but by addressing it and by dealing with it, you are making a great positive change, not only for your business but for your life.
Another tip on dealing with imposter syndrome, that we like to call it, is writing down everything you've achieved so far, and that can be everything you've achieved in business, everything you've achieved in your personal life, everything you've achieved health-wise, travel, anything, anything that you've achieved, and write it all down, because when you start looking at what you've actually done, oh my god, you're way better than you ever thought you were, and it can make you feel a lot better. It can get you over that who am I, because actually, yeah, who are you? You are someone who's achieved X, Y and Z. You've done great things, whether that be in business or personal, it doesn't matter. It's just a way to show you how great you really are.
Yeah, and I think as well, if it's related to kind of having a big project, find one person or a group of people that you really trust and that really support you. So I know it's been great inside the Landscapers Circle membership when we've had Limitless Lives or group coaching sessions, and someone's spoken about a big project that they're getting a bit of imposter syndrome on. There was one example where one of our members said, you know, this is the size of the landscaping cost of the project, it's about 100k, is this okay for my design fee? I've worked it out by XYZ. And then fellow designers kind of inputted and said, yeah, that sounds absolutely great, you've worked it out correctly. And having that sounding board can remove that, because the hardest thing is in business, you have no one telling you what to do, and you have to be your own boss. There was a TikTok that was going around that was making me laugh, that was like, it was an audio that said, I'm a really strict boss but a really lazy employee. And that's often the case, and what brings on that imposter syndrome is that battle between you're the boss but you also are the employee, and not having anyone to be able to guide you or tell you what to do, which is why it's great to look to peers in the industry or support groups or associations like the Landscaper Circle.
Yeah, support is key. I mean, you are the sum total of the 5 people you surround yourself with most. So the people you spend more time with is the who you become. So if you want to become great, you need to surround yourself by great people. If you want to feel positive and feel alive every day, then don't surround yourself with negative people, what I like to call radiators, who drain you of energy. You want to be around positive people. You want to be around people that are achieving great things, that are actually making steps or, making waves in the industry. And also you want to surround yourself with people that support you and get you. So if you find your tribe, hang out with them more. And, you will overcome any imposter syndrome, and you'll be able to chat through things like we said in TLC. In our group coaching, we chat through a lot of stuff that people are going through, and sometimes it's just knowing that there's people there for you offering you support. There's also people there that can see outside of your business, because sometimes we can be too involved in our own businesses and we can't see the wood for the trees. So it's really nice to get an outside perspective, whether that be a peer, a coach, a mentor, anyone that can help guide you is key, and support. And that's what we're here for, to support you guys in the landscaping industry and horticultural industry. So that, I think support is key, and surround yourself with people that are you, so that get you, that are your people, and you'll know who they are.
Yeah, and I think it's important as well, because often we can see I've got a call with a couple of maybe peers in your industry and like, well, it isn't work. Well, it is work. It's helping you in your business and actually aids you. And I think if you're looking at partnerships or anything like that, check out the podcast with Mark Lane, and we talk about partnerships. And also don't be afraid to reach out if you don't know anyone, if you're not part of an association or anything like that. Just reach out to people on social media or by email. Most people are, really great, and often, again, that's when the imposter syndrome can come in. Like, well, how could I possibly message so and so, because they're so much bigger and better than me, and why on earth would they want to talk to me? I know, Paula, you've been reaching out to podcast guests,
yeah,
and you had a bit of that yourself.
Oh, absolutely. I thought, oh, they won't want to talk to me. Who am I? Again, who am I to even ask them to come and talk to me? They're so much better than me. They're more successful, or they're bigger on social than I am. Any one of those things. And actually, when I did reach out to a variety of people inside and outside the industry, 99% said yes. I literally had one person who didn't come back to me, and it wasn't even a no. They just didn't come back to me. So ultimately, it's about getting out of your own way, doing what you want to do, and not worrying about what other people might think. And at the end of the day, we're all humans. That's something to remember. I mean, I used to do this when I was at university, and I really hated presentations. I still do. I don't like being on stage. I don't like delivering speeches or presentations or any of that sort of stuff. So when I had to do it as part of my university course, I was awful, and the only way I could do it, and I remember one of the tutors saying to me, look, just remember, everyone's a human. Like, they're no better than you, they're no different to you, they're just human beings. And to focus on that one person that, a friend that you get on with in the audience. So it's kind of thinking like that, like everyone is essentially the same. We're all humans. No one's better than anyone else. Just because they might have had more success in their business, they might really be struggling in their personal life. You don't know what struggles people are undergoing themselves. So like for me, inviting someone to be a podcast guest, they might absolutely be overjoyed and be like excited to come on. Whereas I might have said, no, I can't possibly invite them, and never do that, and never make that connection. So yeah, I think it's about getting out of your own way and just remembering we're all the same underneath.
Yeah, and I think that's the really crucial thing. Particularly, they might be having their own struggle. Everyone has a struggle in their business. But looking from the outside in, if they've got a great website, if they've got a great social media profile, if they, attend big industry events as speakers, then you can often see them as like this almighty, successful,
untouchable,
untouchable being. When actually they're just human. And I know that we've spoken to many of those types of people in the industry where people, like, oh, you've spoken to so-and-so, or you've done so-and-so. And it's like, well, yeah, they're just nice, normal human beings. And you'll find that if you do reach out to those people, most people have the mindset of, I've had great success in my business, I want to give back and I want to help others, because they have the mindset of there's enough success to go around. I've found in the industry, I don't know if you agree, Paula, kind of the small to medium businesses are the ones that are like, there's not enough, clients, there's not enough success going around, like there's only so many clients, I've got to fight against my competitors, I've got to price cheap, like to do that. And then as you get to the bigger ones, they're like, yeah, why don't you come along and I'll give you all, the information that I give about pricing, and I'll give you this tip on marketing, and I'll do this because there are more than enough clients to go around. There are 3 million people in the UK, something ridiculous like that, and the number of designers and landscapers are in the thousands. So if you work that out,
there's enough people.
There's enough people.
There's enough clients for us all.
And I feel that is a lot down to mindset and down to that imposter syndrome. It's reach out to those bigger people, because they're probably going to be like, yeah, I'm more than happy to help.
Oh, it's the same. Like some people say, obviously you don't help people who are competitors to your landscaping business through TLC, and absolutely not. I do. I actually have a member who is my competition, as in location based, but we're very different. So why wouldn't I help a fellow landscaper who's trying to improve their business, get further? It doesn't bother me if they're classed as my competitor or not, because in my eyes, no one's my competitor apart from myself. So it's up to me to show my clients and get the clients that I want, and show them that we are the landscaper and designer for them over anyone else. So I don't feel like helping people or advising people who are in the same industry, in the same area, is a problem. In fact, collaboration comes from that. Exactly.
And I think also as well, your personality and the people that you have in your team are the things that are going to sell your business. As much as you probably won't like to hear it, there are a lot of people who do design and do landscaping, and to outside homeowners without industry knowledge, they all look the same. The thing that sets you apart is how you present yourself, how trustworthy you seem, and your personality at the end of the day. A great example of this was the previous episode with Capability Charlotte that Paula had. They spoke about it, and Charlotte said, I think, the biggest thing that sells is my personality, and the fact that I am so, open and honest on social media and all of this. And you don't have to be necessarily, leaving it all out there, but showcasing elements of your personality and behind the scenes really helps. And I know this is something that particularly in the design and landscaping industry people really struggle with. Talking with members inside the landscapers circle, trying to get them to post even just a photo of themselves on social media. It's like, oh, I don't know, oh, I have to go get professional headshots. And it's like, no, you don't. Just take a photo of yourself. And I know one of our members took some really good action and posted a photo of themselves yesterday when I'm recording this, and someone commented, another business owner, and said, oh, it's the behind the scenes stuff that really keeps me up at night. And I'm like, that's the bit though, that's like the secret sauce, that is, because you sit in front of the client at a consultation and ultimately you sell them the design or the landscaping project.
Yeah, absolutely. It all comes down to you at the end of the day. They're going to get 3 quotes, say, or maybe 7 in some cases. I've known 7 quotes. So to them, it's a pricing exercise until they connect with the right person. And I think, if as long as it's not all about price, it's about connection. And if you get a connection with someone, I mean, you all must have had it where you've had trades around your house, maybe electricians, plumbers, or tilers, or decorators, whatever it might be, and you have a couple of quotes, and how do you choose that one over the other? Well, it's normally, oh, I like him, he seems really nice, or I really like what they said they'd do, or their knowledge stood out. So again, all of this comes from you. So you've got to get over your imposter syndrome. You've got to start hanging out with the right people, developing that positive mindset, and just up-leveling yourself and getting over it in order to be able to sell yourself better to your clients and get more high-end clients.
Yeah, and if you need examples of this, if you think, well, this is all, well and good, Charlotte, but I need, that's not true. Speak to some of your previous clients and say, what made you go with me? And I know that Paula's done this in her landscaping business, and 9 times out of 10 it's, oh, Andy, her designer, or speaking to Paula, it was, you know, she was really lovely, or it was always those kinds of things that made them choose. And even because you say you are higher cost than others in your area, you've even got quotes that are like, yes, they're not the cheapest, but they're the ones that we like. So.
Yeah, and it's all about your personality and your expertise. Like, it's great having a great personality. If you can't back it up with the expertise,
exactly.
then forget it. But it's a mixture of both and how you present yourself. So again, that comes down to sales and techniques like that, customer service, customer journey, again, which is all available in the Landscaper Circle. If you're a member, you can go and check out those topics to find out more if you want some help on that.
Yeah, and I think the best resources for this, as I say, inside the Landscaper Circle website. If you're not a member, you can join the wait list. We'll leave the link in the show notes. But yes, check out that. Also, Heidi Mark's great. There is a podcast episode on Overwhelm that Heidi talks with Paula about, so that's another great resource. And just reaching out to people in your industry. See who follows you, see who you follow on social media, reach out to them, see if you can book in just a quick chat and just chat about business. And even if it ends up just being a half an hour moan to each other, that speaking to someone and being able to, you know, vent your struggles and help each other problem solve in each other's business, as you say, to see the wood from the trees, that's going to really help.
Yeah, and also, like I say, it's really key to surround yourself with people that get you, because they'll be the ones that will be your biggest cheerleaders as well. And when it comes to not feeling like you're good enough, like you shouldn't be here, who are you, the great imposter syndrome, again, they're going to be the ones that say, hang on a minute, you've been doing X, Y, and Z. We've just worked on this together, or I loved your social posts, or whatever it might be. They'll be your biggest cheerleader and help you through that as well. So it is about the people you're surrounding yourself with. We're here to support you guys. We make it our mission to help. We want to help as many landscapers, garden designers, and horticultural businesses, you know, grow your businesses or make your business more successful, or even just work with you to up-level yourself.
Yeah, definitely. And that wraps up this episode. So thank you all for joining, and we will see you next time.
See you later.